Hello everyone, good afternoon. It is 2:15 on Monday afternoon, and I thought I would come on just quickly and show you the mattress that I got for this pram. It's a proper like Silver Cross mattress. There are some people on eBay who make them for Silver Cross, and they make them to your measurements if you need them, if you need something specific, which I did because this pram is really different size to the usual big carriage prams. I think I know it's narrower, and I don't know about the length. It's just a completely different type of pram. So I contacted them, and they said no worries. I just gave them the measurements, and as you can see, there's a fold that goes across. That coincides deliberately with the fold that's inside the pram. The top can come up, or not the top, the back can come up. And so that fold is just where the pram folds as well, the base part of the pram. And so they did all of that, which is so good. And it's zipped on, so you can take the cover off if you have a real baby. And if you need to wash the cover, you can zip it and take it off. It's a white quilted sort of slightly padded, like polyester type material. And it's just perfect. I'm so glad that I got them to do it. I still haven't spoken to my friend Jan because I didn't go to the last meeting because I felt a bit rotten. But I want to know what she used for a mattress. Perhaps she just had the right sort of approximate mattress, or maybe it came with a mattress, because this pram is 47 years old, so who knows, eh? And I don't know, if you haven't been here before, this is a pram that I just bought just recently at our big doll show. It was the Friday night, the setup, and I had a stall, and we were setting up, and I went down to, once I was ready, I went down to talk to some other stall holders, and I talked to Jan, and she said she had this pram, and I said, well, where is it? And they showed it to me and told me how much it was, or I should say how much it wasn't, and I just bought it on the spot. And they put it into my car for me, and when I drove home, I got it out of my car. So, yeah, that was end of July, so I've had it just for a couple of months, and I love it. It's so much fun, and I wouldn't have bought it if it was like normal price for a Silver Cross pram, but being so cheap, I could not leave it there. I had to have it. So anyway, in case you didn't know the background of this pram, that was it. It was bought in 1972, so it is 47 years old. And it's beautiful. I can't even believe that it was actually used, although the tyres are worn, but fair enough, like 47 years old. Not that it's been used for the full 47 years, of course. It was just used for one baby, but it walked. This pram was taken all over the place because Jan has never driven. So she used to take her little girl out in this pram everywhere. Did all the shopping and all the everything. So I'm just so pleased and proud to have it. Anyway, that is the story of the mattress. It's perfect, it's brilliant, and what I might do now, before I do anything else, I want to show you another eBay purchase. Now, I might just lay it into the pram, or will I just show you here? It's actually just a pillowcase, but look at it. It's made for like coach-built prams. I think it was made for a Marmot pram. It's factory made. It's white, and it's got tiny, I'll try and keep it still, there we go, tiny little blue flowers, navy blue flowers all over it. Flowers and stems and, things like that. A few berries and things. It's gorgeous. And it was on eBay in England, and I just saw it and thought that would look so lovely in my pram. I'll just put it over the handlebar for now. There we go. That's not a handlebar, is it? That's what you call that's what you would call it if it was a push bike, but this is just the handle. So there we are. It's got a little bit of white cotton lace around the outside, just narrow. It's lovely. So that only just arrived, and that's what made me think, let me show you guys my mattress and my pillowcase. Now, I don't have the right size pillow for this pillowcase, and I don't care. My pillows that I have for babies are a bit bigger, sort of longer, more oblong. This is almost a square, but not quite. so I'm going to go on the hunt soon for the right pillow. But in the meantime, I can just lay it over the top of one of my pillows, and I might do that. Shall I put a sheet on the mattress and set up the pillowcase, and I'll show you Lottie sitting in there. I'll be back in a sec. So here we are. Pram's all set up. I've got a bassinet sheet, a fitted bassinet sheet on the mattress. I've got a few of those from when? I suppose when my grandchildren were very little. So I've got a few. I've got white and pink. White with tiny pink flowers, and then white with tiny blue flowers. So I've got all options. So that's what's on top of the mattress. And then I've got a pillow behind Lottie's head, just so I had somewhere soft to put the pillowcase against. It's not brilliant that way, but at least you can get an idea. And Lottie is playing with her little friend, her little Steiff puppy dog. He wants to jump up on her, and she doesn't look too worried. Although I must admit, Lottie is always a little bit worried, isn't she? She always has a slightly concerned look on her face. And so they're having a little play together in the pram. What else can I tell you? Oh, I can tell you about her outfit. The little top she's wearing isn't a dress, it's actually a top, and when she's lying flat, it's quite short. But because she's sitting up like a grown-up girl, just balanced actually, it looks more like a little dress, but it's just a top, and it's in a very fine sort of cream-coloured fabric with a very slight texture on it, and it's got a couple of little buttons around the neck at the front, and all the edges are done in a lovely, like navy blue sort of, it's that fine kind of crochet edging. I never quite know what to call it. And actually it's around the neck and the hem. And it's got long sleeves, and they've got little pleats around the edges of the sleeves, around the cuffs. And there are some tiny, tiny little flowers and a little bit of greenery in a fairly bright green. It's very small print though, and tiny, tiny navy blue flowers. So that's the top, and that's actually by Cyrillus, which is spelt Cyrillus, and I think it's a French brand, and I found it just a fluke, and it's gorgeous. I've had it for maybe a year or so, and then she's got some bloomers on, and they're by Jamie Kay, and they're in a sort of that's a difficult colour to describe. It's sort of like a plum, a pinky plum maybe, or a dark mauve. And so they're by Jamie Kay, and then her bonnet is actually by Kate Quinn, and it's a very similar colour. It's not identical, but I thought there's a bit of distance between her head and her bottom, so I could get away with it. And it's in a sort of a similar colour, like a dusty sort of, or dusky, that's the word, dusky plum, light plum, sort of pinky something or other colour. A bit indescribable, but very cute on her. And then on her feet, she's wearing some cream pom-pom socks, and they're lovely because they're very little ones. I think I got them from Suzanne of Suzanne's Baby some time ago, and they're gorgeous because most of those Spanish socks are big. Even if they say they're 0 to 3, 0 to 3 are too big for this baby. So these ones fit her really well and look so cute. They've got little pom-poms on the side, and they're just short socks. So that's what she's wearing, and that's what she's doing. She's having a little rest in her pram, and she's very comfy on the mattress, I must admit. It's much softer now for her. So I think just before I go, I would like to give you a quick weather report. No, I did that already, didn't I? Yes, I did that. So I don't need to give you a weather report, although I will say that the wind's picking up now. So I think that rain that they predicted was probably only an hour or two off, because the change is blowing through, the cool change is blowing through. The ants are going mad outside. I don't know what they do and why they do it when it's going to rain, but they know it's going to rain, and maybe they're moving a few of their members, if you call them members. So yes, I've got a lot of ants amassing around the place. Or moving, not amassing, they're just moving. I saw them when I went out to the letterbox. Anyway, so that's what's happening weather-wise. And let me just quickly tell you that I had 2 of my grandchildren for the weekend, and we had so much fun. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. We did some craft, and there's a 10-year-old. Oh no, he's still 9. Oops, he's not quite 10. 9-year-old boy and his 7-year-old little sister. And so they're big kids. They're, easy to look after. It's not labour intensive at all. It's just fun. One of the things we did was I said to them that we would go to the supermarket and we wouldn't buy anything sensible. We would just buy whatever they wanted. So that's what we did, and it was really fun. The supermarket was super full, busy because it was weekend. I usually avoid the place like the plague, but I didn't want to avoid it over the weekend with them, because it was great fun going around choosing. And of course they couldn't decide. So when I said, what cereal would you like in the morning, they couldn't decide on one cereal. So we had to buy 2 different cereals. And one was really contraband. It was Crunchy Nut cornflakes. And the other one was a Wheat Bix with cranberries and coconut in. So that wasn't as contraband. And they chose some little mini cupcakes and some ice creams in a cone, 4 in a box, so they had those. And we had lots of fun. We bought some English muffins, and I made bacon and egg muffins. I nearly said bacon and egg McMuffins, but they weren't McMuffins because I made them. Mr. McDonald didn't make them, I did. So it was really good fun going around and choosing yummy things for them. They loved it, and I loved it too. And of course they were such good helpers, taking turns who was going to push the trolley and getting things from the shelves and all of that, and figuring out which aisle we wanted to go down. So that was really good. We did a bit of shopping beforehand, and I bought them some sushi, which we came home and ate, and it was really good fun. And then we did some craft the next day and made a wind chime and some homemade squishies, which apparently you just make out of a sponge, like the sort of sponge you might wash your car with, quite big, and you cut it up into the shape you want, and then you have to cover it in tape, like duct tape or electrical tape. And then when you squeeze it, you're squeezing the air out of the sponge that's inside the tape, and so it's just like a squishy, but lots of fun to make, except for the little tiny bits of foam that got cut off to make the shape, and then of course they all get staticky and stick to everything. Don't want to talk about it. At least we were doing it outside, so it was okay. We were just doing it on my back deck, and so that was fine. And so it was just a lovely weekend. And today I've just been busy. Got up really early. I went down to the fruit market. I needed to get some just small supplies. I didn't need a lot, and my oldest son's having his birthday on Thursday, and so I wanted to get him some special cheeses and dips and yummy things like that, which is always fun to do at the fruit market because they have lovely gourmet things as well as beautiful fruit and veg. So that was good fun, and I managed it on my own, which was good. I got a good parking spot where I could manage to get in and out of the car easily, and then and the ground is pebble-creted. So if you don't know what pebble-crete is, it's funny stuff where they lay concrete, and while it's still wet, they put pebbles in the top, little round, they're all tiny and round. You probably maybe have a different name, or maybe it's called pebble-crete everywhere. And it's really hard to push the trolley on that pebble-crete afterwards. So they have car service, so I got the guy to just push the trolley to the car and chuck my bags in the car. So that was good. So I did all of that and came home, and I've cleaned up and did a bit of cleaning last night too after my darlings went home. And so it's just been a busy time. The twins. Let me quickly tell you about the twins. Yeah, loving the work. They're getting closer to being finished. I still haven't ordered their bodies because their body maker has been away, and then she had to go and look after her mum for a week. So I hope to be able to order the bodies perhaps tomorrow. They're not finished, but they're getting there. And I've just had the best time. They're beautiful layettes are all coming in from all over the place, all the different things, and don't have too many more things to get, and I just can't wait to show you. So hopefully soon, like within the next 2 weeks at the most, maybe I'll have 2 babies to show you. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put Lottie back into the nursery, and she can sit there and play with her puppy for a while, and I'll get back to my twins. So my darling friends, I will say goodbye for now, I really will. And thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen and looking at my pram and all of that stuff, the new mattress, and yeah, so just thank you so much for being here. I love it when you visit me. I love reading your comments. And even if I don't always have time to reply immediately, I'll try to get to them, and eventually I do. I try to keep up, but we all say the same thing. It's really hard. And I noticed that Cara from Cara's Reborns said that she hasn't really got time for YouTube anymore. She's going to do Instagram, so I think she has the same name on Instagram if you want to see pictures of her babies and what she's been up to. But she just said because she's got 3 daughters and they're quite young, you know, it's just hard to fit everything in, and she was feeling the pressure. So I think, you know, everyone has to make their own decisions about these things, don't we? Try to reduce the pressure whichever way we can. Anyway, see, I just did it again. Yacked on for another 10 minutes after I said goodbye. So I will really say goodbye to you, all my dear lovely YouTube friends, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Be kind to each other. Bye-bye.